it's evil.
Right.
We perceive as evil. There are different factions of each race with different motives. And so a lot of these dragons or draconians...
Got to jump in there.
Yeah, I don't want to interrupt him from his story.
No, we're going to keep going here.
Have you talked with altogether or that you know of?
4 of them. I don't know if there are more types for sure. I suspect there are more types on different crafts, but I've made contact with 4, or they've made contact with me anyway.
Now, unfortunately, I cannot say how I know this just yet because of my memory. But from what I remember, there are 7 species that have visited this place. This is a beginner's memory. I will say exactly how.
Oh, good.
So that's why I was asking. To find out how many have you spoken with.
So what we're going to do here is, now that we've gotten a general idea of what we're dealing with your prophecies, we need to get maybe down to kind of like an end point, and then we're going to come back to you later. Maybe not tonight, but we're going to come back to you to develop this story for us, okay? But we need to also get to some other stuff. We need to kind of get an idea of where you're going.
So I can wrap this up. It took months this year, since January, for me to get different messages from various beings and explanations of their mission. From the very first premonition that I was shown, I knew that it would be a benevolent cause concerned with the well-being of Earth and humanity. And what I understand so far is that one of these 7 objects will be a satellite in orbit of Earth in contact with the other 6, which will land on different places on Earth.
Wow.
I may know where some of those objects will land, but I'm not certain, and I cannot give out those coordinates. I know that 5 of the objects will be doing largely reconnaissance work and also bridge work with the Earth for different purposes of healing and...
All right, good. That's why I wanted to kind of get to the bottom line. Should we be afraid of this or not?
Not afraid of it, no. Nobody should be afraid of it. However, if any humans happen to be in close proximity to these craft that land or ever come in contact with them, I recommend not encountering them in a hostile way, being extremely cautious.
I'll bet.
Because I've heard that these beings can be very skittish, at least some of them, and if you even see them, they may be afraid or hostile depending on how they interpret your presence.
In other words, don't panic.
Don't panic. Always approach them, if you will, with an open and full, loving heart and in a respectful way.
Wow, you know what? This is very
Thank you.
heavy stuff. Thank you, Troy. And I'm glad that we finally kind of got the story out, because we are going to develop this story as we go on in the next weeks and maybe even months, as you get more information from your buddy here. What's his name again?
His name is Chancellor.
Chancellor. You have to remember that. That's almost like a legal name. I kind of like that.
A Chancellor being in Rome.
Nice.
Troy, can I clarify one thing on the story we've heard thus far? The fireballs that you said would be in the atmosphere, not entering our atmosphere, those are the craft? Or are they separate?
In the dream, I'm not sure that the dream was an exact depiction of what people will see or what they might see, if they even do have the chance to see them. But yes, that was in the dream, and those were the craft, the fireballs, or they were described as fireballs, perhaps.
We're going up to Baker this weekend to night watches.
Where we've heard reports of fireballs that have been chased by
F-14s.
military, yeah.
You want to relate that one story that Corey Hine was telling us about the orange fireball?
Sure, I'll try my best. I'll nutshell this here. So, Corey Hine, who lives in Glacier, Washington, was at home with his family one night when his daughter drew attention to some lights that were flickering in the house. Before they could deal with the light.
That's right. There was some electromagnetic effects first.
Yep, there was something going on in the electricity out in Baker, and before they really investigated that, she drew their attention away then again the second time to the sky, which apparently had a huge fireball, is what Corey had perceived at that point, but it was a fireball that he perceived had conscious thought and was actually moving on its own accord, not like what you would imagine, like an asteroid would come in or meteor and just have a trajectory line and it would just go along that. This was leaving that line and it was doing its own maneuvers. Before they could really focus too long on that, they felt and heard before they saw military craft, 3 of them, following hot on the trail on the case of this mystery fireball. The fireball had no heat, no noise. The aircraft had noise. They could feel it within their stomach. They could sense it and hear it long before they saw it.
Well, this is just above the treetop level here.
Yeah, and this is in town.
This is low
and
trajectory.
The military craft would have been buzzing the top of the trees, as the recount claims.
Wow.
Pretty impressive stuff, but we've all experienced, I think, some stuff up at Baker. So if you're interested in experiencing on your own, I would suggest to get out there and get on top of the mountain and keep your eyes up to the sky.
Yeah.
Here is an actual depiction of what we're talking about, drawn by our forensic sketch artist.
And if you're at home and you'd like to see this, just go to Facebook. You can see a picture.
No, you just tip it. It's on Facebook, that's right.
Yeah. My first encounter
Tip the
when I
screen.
went,
There you go, now you're talking.
I was in Mount Baker as a teenager, and I saw 3 like basketball-sized orbs. Well, I call them orbs, but it's not what I usually see on the internet now. But they were solid balls of light, and they were just floating. 3 of them up by the treetops. So now looking back, they may have been bigger than basketballs because they were way up at the treetops, but
Parents.
You know, to play out, to play out that story, we've seen what you're describing at Baker.
Because I want to go back and see, because I felt like it was alive, not a spaceship, but it was a living organism. It may have been a living spaceship, I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
But as soon as I had the thought to see if anybody else, because I was with my family, was seeing this, as soon as I had that thought, all 3 of them took off at the same time, sideways, just out of sight.
Gone.
Instantly gone.
Yep.
And so I looked down, and none of my family was looking up, and I asked if they had seen it, and they said, "Oh, you've eaten too many marshmallows." I say like marshmallows because
That's what it
hallucination.
is. Marshmallow.
It was just giant marshmallows.
That's sugar high.
Giant orange glowing
Like
marshmallows.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything to drink.
Well,
Very
That goes
bright
along
light.
with our story, Gary, because, Gary. No, I was thinking because of the fact that we saw, is it Kyra May?
yes, Kayame.
Kaya May.
Yeah.
I
A
asked,
witness up there in the
Hey,
North
guys.
Cascades.
Yeah.
and
They're awesome.
I asked her how when she was talking about it, and she felt that there was again biomechanical being that had a sense to it. She sensed it was alive.
Yes.
I've been getting that
And by the
feeling
way,
a lot with the
Peter Davenport, our friend at the National UFO Reporting Center, has been telling us for months now about the most highest reported aerial phenomena that has been coming in and reported from around the United States and the world are orange fireballs.
Yeah, bunch balls.
That don't just hit the ground, like you say, Ray, but streak horizontally across the landscape, and don't seem to hit anything, and they're silent as well, just like you're talking about.
You know, that light that was in the photo I sent, it kind of came down sideways. I don't know. I should tell the story. Yeah, I was out in the woods with some people for Bigfoot, and I had everyone turn off the lights, so it was pitch black, and we're in the deep woods, so it was really dark. And I said, I sent some, over here, and the guy that was standing next to me took pictures, but with no flash. And there was a streak of light that showed up. It came down sideways, and then it's a square.
In other words, on the photograph,
yeah,
which was taken in the dark,
yeah,
there is actually a angular streak of light that shows up on the photograph, which is very unique, and it's not just a flash, it's very pronounced in the photograph. It almost looks as if I was going to describe this with someone who wouldn't be able to see what I'm talking about, I would think that it would almost be as if you're in a dark room and someone opens the door, an angular door, and from behind it you would see light pouring into the dark room. Yeah. Just the angle of the top and side of a door. The light is streaming into the room. So that's a fantastic idea that we're trying to get
Here's
across.
that if you want to show. So,
Well, let's show that to the screen, but we'll have to describe what we're talking about to the folks at home
yeah.
that don't have a camera.
So that picture, the photo was taken by
Not too close. There you go.
Daryl Adams.
That's interesting, right?
Yeah.
If you guys want to see the picture, you can go to Facebook and watch the,
Live stream.
well, not the live, but after this, the recorded
Yeah.
stream. It will
So,
be up.
so it's, and this, since then I've seen another completely square light in the woods in the daytime.
This is at your home or in the same
This
location?
was in the, down in Oregon. So I've been noticing a lot of light lately. So I'd be excited to go up, back to Baker and see. Because when I went down to East City Ranch, we're going to be going for the filming. I was dancing with my silk ribbon, had a couple little lights shooting by, which I was saying was Faye, maybe. And then by the end, there were thousands of multiple colored lights, orbs. And then I had one behind me, which I didn't see, but I could feel the energy, but it showed up in the pictures. I don't usually have people taking pictures of me.
Well, have you heard of the Netherlands? They did these are actually mainstream scientists that actually did months of research in the Netherlands, where they actually filmed lights for months. I mean, it's an amazing documentary if you want to check it out. It's about the Netherlands
anomalous lights.
Anomalous lights, and they're all different colors like that.
Yeah.
There's very many colors.
Well,
and they did a whole research. They didn't know what or why or, it was very confusing.
Okay, now, before we get too far into one subject here, what I think I'm going to do is put some of us on the spot, because we've got books that we need to share to the world and the folks that are listening. So, who wants to start first?
Funny you should ask.
Oh, thank you.
Definitely.
And that's Stephanie talking. For
Yes,
the folks
this is
that
Stephanie.
can't see.
And I'm always going on and on about Artie Six Killer Clark.
Yes,
who,
now, once you spell Artie, just so people...
A-R-D-Y.
Artie, yeah.
Middle name is Six Killer Clark.
As in Sunny...
Word got out that she was collecting stories about UFOs and encounters, and hundreds of people have contacted her and told her their stories. And in fact, one of them that I remembered in this book, which is her second book, called More Encounters with Star People. You can hold this up in a minute.
Yeah, so
but one of them,
so let's get the book's title. It's called More Encounters with Star People. That's what the
which
book's
follows Encounters with Star People.
Oh, the
was
first
her
book.
first book.
It's called Encounters with Star People.
Yes, and
Nice.
they are almost all